Hello everyone, this is Teacher Fiona from Think Teach Academy. Today we'll be talking about grammar MCQs. Grammar MCQs is a section where you can definitely score full marks, and you should too. So for grammar MCQs, we will be covering these question types today. So I'll be covering questions related to tenses, prepositions, question tags, conjunctions, uncountable nouns, as well as questions involving a verb-noun-verb arrangement. So for tenses, there are 8 commonly tested types of tenses that you should master. So let's look at our first question for today. It's from Fairview Methodist. Hassan, unlike his brothers, blank performing on stage every year during Teacher's Day. When it comes to a grammar MCQ question, there are 2 things that you always need to watch out for. Firstly, pick out the subject. Secondly, pick out your verb. There will be words or phrases that will tell you which tense you should be using. So for this question, do you know what the subject is? Now, if you notice, there are 2 commas there. So you're not supposed to be reading every single word. You should be ignoring whatever that's in between your 2 commas. So although it says Hassan, unlike his brothers is your distractor. So the distractor rule applies to this question. You should be ignoring unlike his brothers. The subject is therefore Hassan. Hassan is one person. Hassan is singular. He takes on a singular verb. Another phrase that will tell you what the tense is would be every year. Is it a regular action if it happens every year? Yes, it is. So if it's a regular action, it would also take on present tense verb. The answer to this is therefore 2. Hassan, unlike his brothers, enjoys performing on stage every year for Teacher's Day. Now let's look at the second grammar MCQ question from Pei Hwa Presbyterian. She blank here for the past 10 years and she still enjoys it. So over here the subject would be she. She is one person, she is singular, she takes on a singular verb. Now, what are the words that we should pay attention to? So the phrases that you should be paying attention to would be for the past 10 years as well as still enjoys it. So it is an action that started in the past and continues to the present. Which tense should you be using? You should be using your present perfect tense. Okay, so your answer would therefore be she has been working here for the past 10 years and she still enjoys it. So the next question type that we'll be exploring will be those involving prepositions, also known as your collocations. So you have to know what kind of a verb takes on what kind of a preposition. So this question from Greendale Primary School reads as this. Mr. Lim congratulated his colleague, blank her promotion. So when you see the word congratulated, what comes after the word congratulated? So you congratulate someone, blank their promotion. You congratulate someone on their promotion. The second question that involves prepositions comes from Compassville Primary School. The question goes like this. Her lack of experience put her blank a disadvantage in comparison with the other candidates for the job. So in this case, the phrase would be blank a disadvantage. Which preposition comes before a disadvantage? So you're being put at a disadvantage. Your answer would therefore be number 1. The third type of grammar MCQ involves question tags. So what is a question tag? So question tag is when you ask a question and then you have a positive verb followed by your negative tag at the back. Or it could be the other way around. Okay, so if you read this question, it reads as, you have to go by midnight. Blank you, Jasmine asked. So if you are not careful, you would think that have is your verb. And you're likely to pick the opposite because if this is positive, you follow up with a negative, right? You might think the answer is 3, but it's not 3. Okay? So when I say you have to go by midnight, I actually omitted a word there. It was actually, you do have to go by midnight. Therefore, the answer would be, don't you? The next question type would involve conjunctions. So look at these commonly tested types of conjunctions and you should be familiar with them and how they are used. So let's look at this question from Dilasa Primary School. Blank angry your parents may be with you, you should know that they will never forsake you. So the answer for this is therefore, however angry. So however means no matter how. No matter how angry your parents are with you, they will never forsake you. So why do the other options not work? Number 1, whether. Whether means if. Okay, so there is no condition here, therefore if will not work, whether will not work. Number 2, although. For although, you would have a contrasting action. So for example, you would say, although I was sick, I went to school. So it's a contrasting action. It is an unexpected action. So you wouldn't expect someone who is sick to go to school, correct? And lastly, regardless. Regardless means despite. Okay, so again, here we don't have any contrasting action, so we will not use despite. So however means no matter how angry your parents are with you, or maybe with you, you should know that they will never forsake you. For the 5th question type, we'll be looking at uncountable nouns. So these nouns will always be treated as singular even though they may seem plural. So this is not exhaustive. Of course, you should research and add on to this list of uncountable nouns and be familiar with them. Memorize them. So let's look at this question from Elias Park Primary. The furniture blank delivered to her new house yesterday. So again, we'll be picking out your subject as well as your verb. Subject here is, we're talking about furniture. Remember, furniture is an uncountable noun. It is always singular. Secondly, pick out the word that will tell you the tense. Yesterday. Yesterday has already happened. It takes on a past tense. Therefore, your answer is was. The furniture was delivered to her new house yesterday. Let's look at this next question from Christian Brothers. As he was caught off guard, he had blank time to think of a suitable response to that question. Okay, so the reason why he couldn't think of a suitable response was that he was caught off guard. Okay, so definitely we're talking about time. Is time an uncountable noun? So straight away you should tell me that number 1 is not the correct answer. You wouldn't say few time. So is it little, more or much? So if you look at the sentence, it's a cause and effect, right? We're explaining why he couldn't think of a suitable response to that question. So it was because he had little time. Definitely that makes sense. And your answer is number 2. For our last question type, we'll be covering questions that follow a verb-noun-verb arrangement. So there are 2 types of verb-noun-verb questions. Number 1, these verbs involve your verbs of perception, meaning it has something to do with your 5 senses. So see words like see, hear, touch, smell, taste. So they may be present tense or past tense in the question. And then you also have your special verbs like made, helped, led. So you need to remember your list of special verbs so that you can spot them and get the answer correct. So let's look at the first question from Bukit View Primary. My brother saw our neighbor's cat watt into the empty building before it went missing. So do you see that we have the verb saw? Saw is a verb of perception. And then we have a noun. Your noun that follows the word saw is neighbor's cat. Then your blank is a verb. So when you have verb-noun-verb, you need to pick the base form. Right, so my brother saw our neighbor's cat watt into the empty building before it went missing. Base form meaning there is no S, no ED, no ING. Correct? But for this case, you can also use the ING form. Now this one wouldn't work because this is your present continuous. There is running. So what will work here would be run or running. Running is a word that is also acceptable, but without the word is. Okay, so either run or running, they will not give you both options. So over here you see run is the correct answer. The next question is from Townan School. The clowns made the audience what by throwing balloons at one another. So as you can see, made is a special verb. And then you have the noun, the audience, and your blank is a verb. So when it's verb, noun, verb, you've got to remember, made is a special verb. Your answer should be a verb in the base form. Base form means no S, no ED, no ING. So the clowns made the audience laugh by throwing balloons at one another. Alright everyone, we have come to the end of this teaching video and I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our Play Teach channel. There are many more of such videos coming your way. So if you'd like to experience learning with us, don't hesitate to give us a call or drop us a message at the number you see below. Hope to see you soon. Bye!